She continued searching alone but found nothing, just a zombie closing in, forcing her outside. They then heard the football player laughing, taunting them to give up because they'd never catch him. John entered the hotel with a woman, but she panicked and ran, leaving him alone. He followed the laughter to a room, but it was empty. The player was moving between rooms to confuse them. The boxer joined John, and they finally found him, using a zombie as a shield. He shoved the zombie toward them and ran. John froze, thinking it was over, but the boxer fought the zombie off and continued the chase. They finally caught him. Meanwhile, zombies reached the roof where the hiding group was. Unused to dealing with them, they stayed still, hoping to remain unnoticed. Then a light bulb shattered. The actress screamed, drawing the zombies. They knocked her down and bit her. The others ran, devastated. Meeting with the boxer and John, they learned what had happened. They wanted to go back for her, but it was too late. She was gone. They blamed the football player for everything. Forcing him into a vehicle, they decided to hand him over to the government for testing. On the drive, John sat silently at the wheel, feeling the emptiness beside him, where she used to sit every time they traveled. He remembered all his moments with her, realizing he had secretly liked her but had never confessed his feelings. Suddenly, the football player announced that he needed to use the bathroom. The group refused at first, still distrustful of him, but eventually they agreed. They stopped at a roadside rest area, with 2 members accompanying him to keep watch. Inside the restroom, a zombie suddenly appeared. Panic struck. They locked themselves inside the stall to keep it out. Trapped for a long time, they realized the zombie wasn't going anywhere. They came up with a risky plan. Use the football player as a human shield, knowing zombies wouldn't attack him. The plan worked. They managed to trap the zombie inside and got out safely, returning to the others. Back in the vehicle, they continued their journey until they reached Seoul, only to find the road blocked. The main bridge had collapsed. They had no choice but to continue on foot, descending into an underground tunnel. There, they encountered crowds of infected people. They learned that the government had barred them from entering the city because they carried the virus. Some among the crowd began eyeing the football player, realizing he was a rare immune case and thinking of killing him to cure themselves. The group disguised him with sunglasses to hide his strange eye color and concealed the bite mark on his neck so no one would see. They decided to sleep in the tunnel for the night, planning to take the subway into the city the next day. That night, as everyone slept, one infected man's virus fully spread and he transformed into a zombie. He went on a rampage, trying to bite others. The group rushed to stop him, but he was incredibly strong, throwing them to the ground. To their shock, they realized he had once been a champion wrestler, still retaining his fighting skills. Everyone was terrified, but the boxer leapt on him from behind, bringing him down. Her teammates came to help, pinning the zombie, but he was unnaturally powerful. One member had no choice but to strike him in the head, killing him to save the others. Moments later, the wrestler's brother arrived and accused them of killing a man who was still human. He rallied the infected residents to his side, forcing the team out of the area. The group pressed on toward the subway, their only way out of the tunnel. But they found all the subway staff had turned into zombies. They discovered these zombies attacked any source of light, so they cut the power and split into 2 teams to approach from different routes, planning to meet at the end. The first team began their journey wearing helmets, moving toward the subway station with other tunnel survivors in tow. The boxer stayed in the control room with the football player, watching the security cameras and guiding the team over walkie-talkies to avoid zombies. The mission was dangerous, but they pushed forward. Several people were killed, but the rest managed to reach the exit of the dark tunnel. The boxer then decided to follow their path with the football player, relying on her strong memory of the route. Everything went smoothly until the power suddenly came back on. The zombies saw them and attacked. The boxer froze in fear, screaming. This was the end, but the football player stepped in front of her, shielding her with his body. Since the zombies didn't attack him, he carried her to safety and reunited with the others. She thanked him for saving her life. They continued toward the subway, but encountered a large crowd of zombies moving in the opposite direction. These zombies were passive, not attacking unless provoked. The group decided to quietly walk among them, nerves stretched tight. One wrong move could be fatal, but one man stumbled, bumping into a zombie which attacked immediately. The group used the distraction to slip away, finally reaching the subway station, where they reunited with the other team. They were relieved to see each other alive and decided to wait for the subway together, but the other tunnel survivors began suspecting the football players' strange behavior.